Hello and welcome to Golden Drip. I am your host, Megan Milinovich, and we are talking all things cosmetic procedures today and Source's POV on them. If you're like, who or what the fuck is Source? Insert any higher power you believe in, the universe, God. Why I say Source? Because Source is a direct communication line to the creator of all that is. And if you can imagine, there are religions who have many gods. Hinduism is one of them. So when you are referencing God, it's like, what fucking God are you talking about? Source is the direct, I was about to say the directest. No, Source is the most direct form of communication to the higher power you believe in. And why I want to talk about this today is because one cosmetic procedure in general, I shouldn't say in general, but in particular, wreaked havoc on my life. When I got this procedure, it was back in 2023. If I had to set the scene, I was 31 years old, living in Scottsdale, Arizona, cosmetic procedure capital of the world. It felt like every bitch was getting a boob job, lip filler, any type of filler. And at this moment and I felt an immense amount of pressure to do the same because my viewpoint on myself, of my physical image, of just my life in general was shit. I couldn't figure out why the loser guy dumped me. I couldn't figure out why me trying to be a foodie and lifestyle influencer, why that wasn't taking off. I was trying to figure out which direction to go in career. And I thought, I see all of these chicks who have the money, the career, the guy. They all do these external things and they have the things I want. External things meaning they get their hair done and they get the BBL, they get the lipo, they get the nose job, they get the whatever. And it seems when they do that, that's when they get the things they desire the most. So I'm like, I'm gonna follow suit. At the time, I was getting an intuitive pull to start posting online as a foodie / lifestyle influencer. And I had it so burned in my brain that if I'm going to start showing up on social media, that I need to improve my appearance. And not only for that, I was just thinking I'm going to quote unquote improve my appearance because then I'll get all these things. When I clocked my self-image at that moment, self-image is how you perceive yourself and how you believe other people perceive you. My self-image was garbage. It was at an 8%, low as fuck. So I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna go get this done, this procedure done. So I get a recommendation for this injector. I make an appointment, a consultation. And guys, it is so humbling when they start pointing out, oh, you have this, we could do this. And I was like, say less. And that's the first time I got Dysport. And what's crazy is I look back at pictures of me at this time and I'm almost like, this chick is unrecognizable. It does not even look like me. And I hate it. I hate it and I love it, but I'll get there in a second. So I get Dysport. And then I go back in for a touch up and they're like, oh, let's just add a couple more units here. I'm like, okay. And I do this continuously for a year. Well, I'm hesitant because it's like a year or so, like a year and 2 months, let's say. No, actually, intuitions tell me it's a year exactly. So I did this for a year, going in every 3 months, give or take, to get this shit injected in my face. It started with Dysport, and then my injector's like, oh, we can make it a little stronger, meaning I guess Botox is stronger than Dysport. So she was telling me, hey, let's do some Botox now because that will have more of an effect on your face. Guys, when I look back at pictures of me when I was getting Botox and I would try and smile, I look psycho. I'm like, oh my God, this chick can't move her face. She looks lifeless in her eyes, totally trying to be something she's not. And let me put this in there. I don't care if anyone gets cosmetic procedures. I'm speaking from my POV. Source's POV also doesn't care. Source does not care if you get a cosmetic procedure either. What matters is, why are you getting this procedure done? There's good and bad in everything. So the bad in me getting Dysport and Botox is that it wreaked havoc in my life. I'll go over that in a second. The good in it is that it catapulted me to go on my soul pool more than anything. More than the loser guy dumping me. More than my influencer job not taking off. Me getting this cosmetic procedure aligned me so much with my soul pool because I was getting so fed up with my life sucking while I was getting it done. And let's just get right into it. Why was my life sucking as I was getting Botox? No guys would talk to me. Guys were deterred from me, it felt like. Couldn't get a date, couldn't go out and get a guy to talk to me. And all I was thinking was, what the fuck? I'm getting this for that. Again, my self-image was garbage. I thought the external thing would fix my internal insecurities. And let's just stop right there. No external thing will fix any internal emotional imbalance. And that's what I was using Botox for. All right, what else was going on in my life? I was having family members and friends freak out on me for no reason. When I say freak out, I mean like yelling type of anger that I have never experienced in my entire life. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm doing nothing. What am I doing right now that's causing this much of a severe emotional response. I was not doing anything close to that. I was getting blamed for things I wasn't doing. I was having people comment about my weight, like shady, unhinged comments about my weight. I was like, what? I was like, oh my fucking God, what's going on? I'm getting the Botox. I even had extensions at that time. I'm like, I'm getting all these things done. And I thought this was supposed to make my life easier and better. And it's doing anything but. I wasn't in this work yet. I was dipping my toes, you'll maybe say, in self-help, self-love, self-image. I wouldn't call it spiritual. I don't even love the word spiritual, which is something I'm working through because I feel like it has such a woo connotation. But spirituality is what you make it. We all know, there's metaphysical out there, aka we know that things are not solely physical. If you believe in God or Jesus, how the hell do you think God created the planet? That's metaphysical. So at this moment in my life, I didn't even know what your higher self was. I wouldn't even say I believed in the universe or source at this point. I believed in God, but not in the way I was maybe grew up believing in God. What do I mean by that? I went to Catholic school growing up, and even from a young age, I remember thinking being a Catholic's brainwashing. I always believed in God. I can't emphasize that enough, but the way I was taught it wasn't 100% resonating with me. And I understand why now, because the way I've learned and the way I teach about source, God, spirituality, there's so much common sense to it. And me getting Botox proved that more than anything. I wasn't aware at how low and how much of a negative view I had of myself. So my higher self, the universe, were throwing it in my face that you getting these things done is not going to make you feel better about yourself. You need to start inherently generating love, happiness, gratitude on your own. The feeling of being hot, the feeling of being confident, insert anything. You need to start generating these feelings on your own instead of reaching for external things to solve this problem for you. Again, no external thing will solve your internal ish. That's a universal law. That's Source POV. If you want someone to call you hot, you have to inherently feel that on your own, that you are beautiful, that you are a smoke show. And trust me, I was getting Botox. No one was calling me attractive. Period. Oh my God, the list can go on and on and on for how much my life fucking sucked while I was getting it. So flash forward to summer 2024. I've had a whole year of my life what felt like blowing up in flames. I actually gained weight during that year too. I couldn't tell you what was going on. I would be the person who'd watch what I eat. I'd work out all the time. I'm like, how am I gaining weight? When I say it didn't make sense what was going on, it lit this fire within me so much for me to search. I need to figure it out. I need to figure out how I'm creating this in my life, because there was an internal knowing that was my own intuition. I didn't realize it at the time, but I had my own internal knowing of I'm meant for greatness. I'm meant for a good career. I'm meant for romantic love. I'm meant for the dream body. So why do I inherently feel that, and why is my reality not reflecting that? I felt so desperate, it wasn't even funny. So summer 2024, I'm equally fed up with things I've seen on social media regarding self-help and things like that, because you'll see a lot of people in this space who are in, I don't even know what you want to say this space is, but spirituality, self-help, self-image, intuition, who will use cosmetic procedures and whatnot. I don't give a fuck. That's part of their journey. But I'm seeing them do those things, and I'm like, they're still doing these things and are attracting this dream life. So I finally found mentors in this space: intuition, self-image, self-love, manifestation, where things that they were saying were finally resonating and working for me. And after finding these mentors, I decided I need to pull the plug on Botox. I remember there was this course that was going on, and I think the course was $500 maybe. And I can't believe that I almost didn't take this course at this moment, because this course helped me with these self-image realizations, these Botox realizations. And I almost didn't buy this course, but I was like, it's so much money, $500 for... Guys, with Botox, I would easily spend hundreds of dollars on Botox. I almost bought a $500 LED mask. I'm like, I remember walking on the treadmill at Lifetime and really rationalizing with myself, Meg, are you gonna spend $500 on an LED mask to solve your image, to quote unquote solve your physical image? Or are you just going to take a chance on this person who has been resonating with you, what they're teaching, has actually proven that energetic work can reverse wrinkles? and that you'll feel better doing it versus just buying the LED mask. It's crazy at the time. I cannot believe I was even debating it. And I say that on the other side of it because it's so relatable. We all go through this. And when I say we all go through this, it's this rationalization of your brain telling you, why would you do that? Because the brain doesn't like unknown. I've never taken a course like this. I've never formally started to heal from within. If you would ask me at the time, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, heal from within? And my brain and my subconscious were trying to tell me, no, we like safe. We like you continuing to get the Botox, for you to continually buy these external things to make you feel good. Because even though you kind of feel like shit, and we know you kind of feel like shit, we know you're alive. That's how your brain and your subconscious work, and your ego work. They don't want you to, let me backtrack. They are necessities for living, and your brain, your ego, your subconscious, they're not bad things. We're meant to experience these emotions and beliefs and thoughts that come up from your ego, your thoughts, your subconscious, but they're not hardwired for you to grow. They're actually hardwired for you to stay safe. You hold on to the same beliefs that you've held on to your whole life, because again, even though you may feel like shit, they know you're alive. So I'm so proud of myself. I was listening to my intuitive gut feeling at the time. I didn't know it was intuition, but I bought the course, cut the Botox, and that alone was like the biggest, nearly 180 shift in my reality. And why was that? Is because at that moment, I decided to take responsibility for how I was creating my life versus just thinking life is happening to me and thinking that I'm only going to feel good with the external things. I wasn't relying on anything external anymore. At that moment, it was a very pivotal decision for me. I decided I'm going to be the creator of my reality. I'm going to shift and change these mindsets and these limiting beliefs that I didn't realize how long I've been harboring and holding on to. I'm going to take responsibility for them. I'm not going to play victim anymore. And I'm going to fucking figure it out. And through there is where I've met numerous mentors and where I trained my own intuition to truly learn what is the POV behind people wanting to get this shit done. Again, I don't care if you do, but just check yourself. Why are you getting it done? It's as simple as that. Are you getting it done because you love yourself so much? Because you love the way you look so much? Me now, who has been working on loving myself, aligning with my soul purpose, can't even fathom putting a needle on her face. Cannot even fathom it. I'd rather have 10,000 wrinkles on my face than get a unit of Botox ever again. We take it for granted, and we often overlook that how you feel about yourself is everything. How you feel about yourself is currency. How you feel about yourself is more valuable than $100 bill, because those thoughts you hold in regards to yourself, that is what reality will start to mirror. Because of that, your dream reality will start to mirror once you start to return to your true essence. So let me tell you some things that once I got in my soul pool, which is intuition, teaching intuition, mastering your mindset, starting to see myself for who I truly am, giving myself that self-love that I so knowingly deserved and that we so all rightfully deserve. It is your birthright to give yourself unconditional love no matter what. I can't emphasize this enough. We are all made in the eyes of perfection. There's good and bad in everything. So let's say you're overweight. There is perfection in that. I swear to fucking God, it is the best thing ever for you. And let's say you're overweight and you don't want to be overweight anymore. You were meant to overcome that obstacle to help others do the same thing. And it's a huge part of your soul purpose. And that's why I don't even give a flying F anymore that I got Botox, because that single thing was the thing that got me so fed up with life and not knowing what was going on, despite me having all of these, I shouldn't say despite me having all these things, but despite me doing all of these things, these external things, despite doing all that and thinking that will make me feel good, that is gold, that will make me feel like gold. You are perfect regardless. So to sum it up, once I got on my soul path, what started to change in my life? I lost 15 pounds doing energetic work alone. I used to be the chick who wouldn't eat a carb, would barely eat a carb. You wouldn't catch me dead eating bread. I now eat more carbs than I ever have before. I'm not saying I'm stuffing my face with McDonald's, but I'm not restricting myself. I used to work out 6 to 7 days a week religiously. I wouldn't skip it. I cut that in half. Some weeks I don't even work out. Some weeks I literally just walk, and I have lost 10 to 15 pounds with the energetic work alone by stopping the Botox and things and just focusing on loving me as I am. And I'm hearing thoughts of, is it not self-care to be getting these external things done? Yes, of course you can say that is self-care. Check yourself. Why are you doing it though? For instance, I used to get my nails done monthly. And when I say I used to, I stopped doing this like 2 months ago. So I'm not trying to say like I haven't done this in a year, but recently I stopped getting my nails done because I was coining it as, oh, it's self-care, which it is. To get my nails done, it helps me be my feminine, it's cutie. And I had to clock and check myself. Why are you actually getting your nails done? I thought it made me feel hot, confident, like a leader. I thought people would pay attention to me more because I talk with my hands a lot. So I'm like, people are really looking at my fingers. So if they're this bright red, this lavender, this clean girl aesthetic, neutral pink, people will like me more. People will listen to me more. Guys, no one's fucking noticed. And I feel so much better that I don't rely on my nails anymore to make me feel good. Not saying I'll never get my nails done again. That's not the point. Feel so good about yourself not getting the thing. And then once you get to this neutral state of, no, I actually feel good, I don't need this, check yourself. Intuition is a neutral knowing. Intuition is not this gremlin-y want or feeling. If you're thinking to yourself right now, I would rather die than not get my nails done, that is your first clue that you need to look in and see, why am I so desperate needy to go get them done? Same thing with hair. I love getting my hair done. I used to get the extensions because I thought they would make me feel powerful, hot. Again, I was searching for an external thing to make me feel an internal resolution or greatness, hotness. And after being in this work, I don't want them. I'm not against them either. Again, I'm not against any of this. But it's more, what does a true nature you, when you start to love yourself unconditionally, at that point, do you actually want to go get these things done? And I guess never say never, right? Actually, I feel very confidently in saying I will never get Botox again because it repels me more than anything else. But I'm never not going to get my hair done again, or sure, there's a potential for me to get extensions again. I'm going to go get my nails done again at some point. But it's all from a neutrally balanced place. Your intuition is neutral, your emotions are not. If you are feeling overly attached to something, meaning, again, that you can't go more than a month or two without it, that's your first sign that you need to stop. And ask yourself, why do I feel like I need it? We are energetic beings in physical form. We come down to earth and we live many different lives to learn lessons. A huge one being self-love, which is, yes, the ability to unconditionally love yourself no matter what, and is the ability to prioritize yourself no matter what. Because when you are created in the eyes of Source, in the eyes of God, you are created in perfection. Every single thing about you is picked out for you on purpose. The way you look, the way you sound, your body shape is all intentional for your purpose. So when you start to go and change things about your physical form from this emotionally imbalanced place, you are broadcasting out in your energetic field, I'm not good enough. I don't love myself. I don't see the perfection in me. And you create your reality. Life is just a mirror of you. Life is a mirror of whatever you are holding to be true in this moment. So if you are having these thoughts, I need to fix this thing, and you're doing that from an emotionally imbalanced place, you better believe you are broadcasting out to the world, I'm not good enough, and you will only create situations and circumstances that amplifying this feeling that I'm not enough. And that's what was happening to me with Botox. I was getting it from an emotionally imbalanced place. Same with the hair extensions, actually, too. I wasn't seeing myself for who I truly was. I thought I was ugly. I didn't think I was good enough. Physically, I didn't think I was good enough. And you better believe that was being broadcasted back to me so fucking loud. That's why people were freaking out at me, because they weren't seeing me for who I truly was. When I had people freaking out on me at the loudest volumes I've ever experienced, all I kept thinking in that moment is, why aren't they understanding where I'm coming from? And that's because I wasn't taking the time to understand me. I wasn't taking the time to love me. Fuck that. We're never getting Botox again. I'm putting it out there. Never say never, but we're not. We're just not. Not to mention from how bad my life was because of Botox, and the physical ramifications of it, such as me gaining weight. But people will tell you that Botox is a protein and it will clear itself out of your body. When I look in with intuition, even after 2 years of not getting it, I still had traces of it in my body. With intuition, I could test that. I've had to do so many energetic clearings to fully flush it out of my body. And even when I check in now intuitively, I have 0.5% of it in my body still. I want that shit gone. So that's just a good reminder for me to do another energetic clearing for it and to keep detoxing from it with physical tools also. You better believe this is a motherfucking PSA. Just stop doing it ASAP. Honestly, if I told you take a year off of it, off of whatever cosmetic procedure you are so pulled to get that you continuously get, take a year off of it. If you feel gremlin-y about it, work on loving yourself, and then tell me a year later if you still want it. I'm gonna guarantee with 99.99999% accuracy or likelihood, or maybe confidence, yeah, with 99.9999% confidence that you will not want that thing after a year of self-image work, of seeing yourself for who you truly are work. I guarantee that. And why there's a 0.0000001%, because whatever, we'll leave chance for that outlier, right? But I'm telling you, you'll never want it again. You'll be saving yourself not even hundreds and thousands of dollars, but you'll feel the best you've ever felt. You'll help others overcome the same shit. You'll align with your soul purpose more than ever because you'll be starting to see yourself for who you truly are. And you'll be starting to uncover the emotional imbalances that are actually causing the undesirable thing you want to change in the first place. For instance, if you want a boob job, there's an underlying emotional imbalance of you not feeling special and unique in what you can create in career. And that's why you want a boob job. And I'm hearing thoughts of, well, there are a lot of people who have successful careers out there and also have boob jobs. That's a soul lesson for them. I say that with love. It's not like being thrown daggers at them, but it's a soul lesson for them that this boob job, even though they're in this successful career, is actually not going to make them feel good. Because trust me, there are a lot of people out there, they don't even try to hide it. They'll talk about it. They have the anxiety, the depression. They take all these things to cope with that. And that's part of their soul lesson and journey, is to find their way back to true nature self, despite the money, despite the cosmetic procedures. We are all contracted to certain soul paths, soul contracts. We all have unique purposes. So however someone is going about getting the notoriety, the followers, the money, the guy, the family, that will look different from you. So when people are seemingly getting these things from what it looks like, from this emotionally imbalanced place because they're trying to change all these things about themselves, it's part of their soul growth. We love that for them. Your journey will look different. Guys, I have so much fun talking about Botox and how much I hate it, but I'm going to leave it there for today. It feels like in the future there will be a part 2 of this, but for now, thank you for listening and I'll see you next week.